You switch on the bathroom light in the middle of the night, and a long-legged creature suddenly races across the floor before disappearing beneath the wall. Your first instinct is usually to grab something and swat it. After all, many people see a house centipede as a clear sign that their home is dirty or has been invaded, but we may have misunderstood it completely. House centipedes do not appear at random, and they rarely choose a room simply because it is dark. Their presence can be like a living trail, a signal that something is happening behind the walls, beneath the floors, or inside corners you never think to inspect. The problem is, the centipede may not be the most troubling threat in the house. So what caused it to emerge from its hiding place, and what secret is that fleeting appearance revealing about the hidden world inside your own home? To understand why it appears, we need to look at the house in a different way. To a house centipede, every room is simply a map of invisible signals that determine whether it moves on or remains hidden. And at least one of those signals may be coming from something you have never seen. This creature is Scutagera coleoptrata, a predatory arthropod with a flattened body, 2 long antennae, and 15 pairs of legs as an adult. Those slender legs make it appear larger than it really is, while also allowing it to move remarkably fast across floors, walls, and even ceilings. Its strange appearance often causes the house centipede to be mistaken for a dangerous household pest. But it does not chew wood, eat clothing, or search for human food. What truly draws it into those dark corners will only become clear once the house falls silent. But before we discover what it is hunting, we first need to understand the ability that makes the house centipede seem almost perfectly designed for darkness: the wrongfully accused. When a house centipede disappears beneath the baseboard, people often imagine a nest of centipedes multiplying somewhere under the floor. But this is the first major misconception that needs to be overturned. The house centipede is usually not the source of the problem. It appears only after other conditions are already in place. Imagine the house as a miniature ecosystem. Cracks retain moisture, pipes create warm pockets of darkness, and crumbs and debris support small creatures that people rarely notice. Once this food supply becomes stable enough, a predator has a reason to stay. The house centipede does not create that environment. It simply takes advantage of what is already there. Gaps, dark spaces, and rarely disturbed areas can form a network of pathways connecting hiding places throughout the house. In heated buildings, these stable conditions may even allow the species to remain active when the weather outside becomes too cold. Its presence, then, should be viewed as a clue rather than proof of a spreading centipede infestation. The creature fleeing in front of you may simply be the most visible member of a web of relationships that formed long before you noticed it. Its presence, then, should be viewed as a clue rather than proof of a spreading centipede infestation. The creature that just vanished beneath the baseboard may simply be the most visible member of an entire web of relationships that formed long before you noticed it. And to discover where that clue leads, we need to follow what it does after the house falls silent: the midnight patrol. The house centipede does not build a trap and wait for prey to come to it. It is an active hunter, spending most of its time hidden before emerging as the lights fade and the rooms grow quiet. While people sleep, it patrols along baseboards, behind cabinets, around pipes, and through gaps beneath the floor. This is not a random journey. These areas retain moisture while also serving as travel routes for small creatures such as silverfish, cockroach nymphs, fly larvae, spiders, and other arthropods. The house centipede is a generalist predator, able to change its target depending on what is available in its environment. Its 2 long antennae continuously sweep through the air and across nearby surfaces. Observations under an electron microscope have revealed several different types of sensory structures on these antennae, helping the centipede detect signals that human senses cannot perceive. Studies of its nervous system also suggest that scent plays a role in how it responds to and navigates its surroundings. So when a house centipede suddenly races across the bathroom, it may not be wandering at all. It could be moving between hunting grounds, following a signal that remains invisible to us. But detecting prey in the darkness is only the beginning. To catch it on a smooth floor, climb a wall, and change direction almost instantly, the house centipede must control its 15 pairs of legs in such an unusual way that its movement becomes the next secret, a machine built on legs. When you watch a house centipede run, it can look like a chaotic mass of legs sliding across the floor. But beneath that, seemingly uncontrolled motion is an extraordinarily precise system of coordination. In an adult, the 15 pairs of legs are not all the same length. They become progressively longer from front to back, creating enough space for several pairs to move quickly without constantly colliding. Instead of moving all at once, the legs rise and fall in waves that travel along the body. This rhythm helps the centipede maintain its speed while keeping its body stable as it races across uneven surfaces. Even more remarkable is its ability to change direction. A house centipede can be running straight ahead, then almost instantly tilt its body, turn through a narrow gap, or grip a vertical surface. Each leg ends in tiny structures that improve traction, allowing it to move across walls and sometimes even appear on the ceiling. The long rear legs also help maintain balance during sharp turns. If a predator grabs one of its legs, the centipede may even abandon it to escape, then partially regenerate it during later molts. But speed and escape are still not the most surprising part. The legs that appear to exist only for running also take part directly in a far more complex hunting method: the trap that moves. When prey appears, the house centipede does not simply rush forward and bite. Its entire body becomes a living trap. Its long legs can spread around the prey, forming a flexible barrier that blocks every escape route. The centipede moves closer, wrapping or pinning the target with several legs at once while keeping the main part of its body away from any attempt to fight back. Observers have even recorded house centipedes holding one prey animal with their legs while continuing to deal with another, a particularly useful ability in places where several small creatures may be active at the same time. Then another, commonly misunderstood detail is revealed. The two sharp structures located just behind the head are not jaws, nor are they ordinary legs. They are the first pair of legs, modified through evolution into venom claws known as forcipules. Once the prey is firmly restrained, these claws close and inject venom into the target, quickly weakening small insects and other arthropods. The house centipede's delicate appearance is therefore completely misleading. Those fragile-looking legs do far more than help it escape. They serve as sensors, stabilizers, barriers, restraints, and supporting weapons during the hunt. But a predator equipped with such a sophisticated system would not continue patrolling a house without a reward, and the places where it repeatedly appears may reveal exactly what the home has been quietly providing: the house's hidden map. If house centipedes keep appearing in the bathroom, basement, or near a sink, those locations reveal more than where they are hiding. They also mark areas that provide the two conditions they need most: moisture and prey. House centipedes lose water easily, so they often gather around pipes, drains, cool wall cracks, and places with poor air circulation. Even a very small leak, moisture trapped behind a cabinet, or cardboard boxes left in a basement for too long can create an ideal shelter. But moisture only opens the door. What keeps the centipede there is a steady food supply. A single unexpected sighting is not enough to conclude that a large population is living inside the house. It may have just wandered in from outdoors or accidentally left its hiding place. A more meaningful sign is when centipedes keep appearing in the same area, show up in several rooms, or appear in different sizes. At that point, check the spaces around pipes, baseboards, drains, rarely moved furniture, and areas where moisture tends to linger. These places may provide shelter while also concealing silverfish, cockroach nymphs, or other small arthropods. Repeated sightings do not reveal exactly which species are present, but they can indicate that the area is providing enough resources for a predator to keep returning. That is why the long-term solution is not simply to remove the creature that just crossed the floor. Reduce moisture, repair leaks, clear away hiding places, and look for the food source attracting it. But when we follow this trail more closely, we begin to realize that the house centipede is not merely living inside the home. It occupies an entirely different place within that hidden world, a body built step by step. The hidden conditions inside a house may explain why a house centipede chooses to stay, but the unusual body that allows it to take advantage of that world does not emerge fully formed. Young house centipedes do not hatch with all 15 pairs of legs found in adults. During their earliest stages, their bodies are shorter and carry only part of the total number of legs they will eventually have. With each molt, new leg-bearing segments are added, gradually transforming them into the hunting machines we see racing across the floor. This means the 15 pairs of legs do not simply grow longer as the body develops. The entire movement system must be reorganized at every stage. Each new pair of legs must join the wave-like rhythm of motion, help maintain balance during sharp turns, and coordinate with the legs that were already there. A body that appears chaotic to us is actually completed step by step through a series of transformations. This process is known as anamorphic development. The animal continues adding body segments and legs after hatching. It is a surviving trace of an ancient evolutionary history shared by many legged arthropods. So the centipede racing across the bathroom is not merely a predator following its prey. It is the product of a long construction process, each molt adding another piece to a body designed for darkness. And when we look again at the trail disappearing beneath the wall, we no longer see only a creature seeking shelter. We are witnessing an ancient branch of evolution still moving through the modern home. A quiet house has never truly belonged to humans alone. From our perspective, it is made up of bathrooms, basements, pipes, and motionless walls. But to the small creatures living inside, that same space becomes an entirely different landscape. Cracks become passageways, moisture becomes a source of life, and darkness becomes the place where silent hunts begin. The house centipede makes the boundary between nature and home far less clear than we often imagine. Survival strategies that evolved long before the first house was ever built are still adapting to brick, concrete, heating systems, and electric light. An ancient world did not disappear when humans put up walls. It simply found a way to keep living inside them. And one mystery still remains unresolved. How does such a tiny brain create a map of an artificial environment? Does it remember routes, follow scent trails, or respond to signals that humans cannot detect at all? Where have you encountered a house centipede? And what did that moment make you wonder about the creatures living just beyond your sight? Share your story in the comments. Subscribe to the channel to keep exploring the secrets hidden within the familiar world around us. The story of the house centipede ends here, but the house itself has never stopped moving.